Hello, welcome back. And now I'm like happy, sad, happy, sad, happy, sad, and that's what living with depression looks like. Anyway, before I start this video, I want to give a huge trigger warning disclaimer. Right now, if you have triggers about depression, anxiety, anything along those lines, please do not watch this. I had a trigger the other day, and it was the worst thing. I relapsed on some things, and it was really bad. Anyway, yeah, please leave this video if you do have a problem with that. Okay, anyway. So, for like the past week now, I haven't been able to go to bed before the sun rises. And I'm exhausted, like I'm tired. It's like 4 in the morning where I am. I had a plan to go to bed at midnight, and I feel like I'm gonna end up staying up till 7 and then sleep till like 5, or sleep till like 3 or something, and I'm sick of doing that. I have my alarm set for 11, and I plan on waking up before 2 o'clock. No matter when I go to bed, I need some sleep. If I get less than like 3 hours of sleep, then I'll set my alarm to like 2 or something. But yeah, I am just sad again. I can't necessarily pinpoint it. I'm just sad. I know, sorry, it looks like I'm looking that way, but I'm just looking at myself instead of in the camera because it's easier. Yeah, so I caved with the hair thing, and I washed my hair. I was doing this thing with like all the oils, supposed to be really good for your hair after a few weeks. It like stops looking greasy and everything, but I caved and I washed it. So I'll do it some other time, probably next summer in the beginnings before I go on any vacation or anything, because when I go to Hawaii, I don't want to go to like beach with crazy hair. Anyway, so tired, so tired, but I can't get away. My anxiety just like, I was like, okay, it's 3, I can watch one more episode of Friends, and then I'll go to bed. I was like, I watched one more episode of Friends, and I was like, I could just finish it tonight. Like, I'm already on season 10. I only have like 5 episodes left. I'm like, I can't keep putting myself through that. I need sleep and I need to go outside, because I've been inside, like literally inside, for the past week. I'm never this bad, ever. I never pull all-nighters. I never do this kind of stuff. My late is like 2 because I don't want to waste my whole day sleeping, which I end up doing all the time. And my excuse is, oh, it's summer. Well, my excuse can't just be, oh, it's summer every single time. Anyway, so I need to get my thing shortened. Too long now. Yeah, so anyway, like I said, I am sad again. I can't always explain it, and I feel like everybody just wants me to explain it. But I want to explain another thing, is that nobody in my life knows about. Is that I, for like the past year, have had, well, actually for the past like 4 years, maybe 5. The last year has gotten worse. I've been obsessing over being able to see my collarbone, and that, and having a jawline, and having a flat stomach, and it's getting really bad recently, to the point where like I just have these moments where I obsess over the fact that I need to be skinny, because all these other girls that I see, they're skinny, they're popular, they're rich, they have everything, and I don't. I am not rich. We struggle with things. Like, if people knew my family story, they'd probably run away. Like, it's so messed up. It's so crazy. It's, things people wouldn't, like, things you see in movies happen in my life on a daily basis, It's not like I'm unsafe in my home. It's not like anything like that. But I did have a point where we couldn't stay in our own home. Like, we had a point in her life a few months ago where it wasn't safe. If we stayed, we literally would have been killed. And for a 13-year-old girl and the rest of her family to endure that on a school night, and go to school the next morning, like, yeah, I'm okay, everything's fine. That person, no. Anyway, they're in prison, all that good stuff. I might explain that later in this video. Anyway, getting back to it. I'm not unsafe in my home. I was at a point. I am no longer. That is the only point that I think I've ever been unsafe in my own home. Other than that, I'm safe, but we do struggle with finances. Like, we don't have everything. We're on a budget, we don't own 5 cars and live in a mansion. My mom sleeps on the couch, because something with this person who used to be in our lives on a daily basis, they were married. It was my mom and my stepdad, and they were married, and she couldn't sleep in the room that they stayed in anymore. Like, she just couldn't because of what he did. And, having to watch your mom be depressed, but fake being happy like you do your own self, and see her working every day, and see her, cooking dinner and cleaning the house and being a single mother every day for the past 2 years is something I will never forget. It made me feel like my problems were so small and totally took my mind off of things, because I felt like I needed to focus on her, and I did, but I couldn't tell her that. I couldn't tell her I was focusing on her, and I still can't ever tell her I was focusing on her, because she's my mother, and she hates when I worry about her. But I'm a worrier. That's what I do. That's like my job. I worry about things. I'm a serious person, and that's why I find I don't have a lot of friends, is because I'm such a serious person that it's too much for people to endure. That's okay. It's my personality. It's my life. It's not yours. And I can't control everything that happens, but the things I can control, I'm happy then. I'm happy when I can control these things, because I'm not a control, like, I don't always want to control things, and I don't like to control people. Like, I don't like to control people, but when I have control of the whole situation, to be able to make people happy and make people feel safe, and that is the environment I want to always live in, and I want everybody else to always live in. They always feel safe. They're always happy, but I can't keep doing it if I don't feel safe myself, and I don't feel happy myself. And I try to express this to my mom, but she doesn't want any of us to be in this slump anymore. She wants us to move on with our lives. And I'm like, yes, of course I want to move on with my life, but I find it so hard when there's triggers everywhere, all of the time. I see people who struggle with an eating disorder and restricting their food, and it brings it all back, all of the memories when I would count my calories at 9 years old and not give myself a second serving, because I couldn't stand the fact of getting quote unquote fat. 9 years old, I was thinking, what happens when I get fat? People will stop liking me. Like, I'm not a Leo, I'm a Taurus, right? And my personality trait, my descriptive trait for a Taurus is not to need constant attention, but I find with myself I kind of need that constant attention. I'm the youngest out of a lot of kids, and I only have 2 siblings that live with me, right? My dad had more kids than my mom did. So, I still have a really good relationship with my dad. We talk, not on a daily basis, but, like once a week or once every other week. And I know that's not a lot, but he lives in Hawaii and the time change is different. And I see him in 4 days. So, I need to, like, calm myself. So, I never had problems with my dad. I had one problem with my dad, and that was when the whole thing with that my stepdad was going on. I had a problem with my dad. I was, so many things happened. Like, I completely shaved my head. I just gained a bunch of weight from my medicine. That medicine I was on, Remeron, makes you eat like crazy when you're like half asleep. You're just like, oh, I'm hungry, I need to go eat, but you can't force yourself to lift an arm. And eventually you get out of bed and you do, and you're like, oh crap, I need it. And it gradually happened. I didn't realize I was putting on the weight till it was on and I couldn't get it off. I'm not overweight. I am healthy-ish, but that is a constant struggle of mine. I constantly struggle with, I really just ate that? Do I really want to eat that? I need my stomach. I can't. Like, for me, I cannot wear tight shirts. I have a bigger stomach, and I have my arms and my thighs. I have such insecurity about my thighs when I sit next to these tiny girls in my class, and then their thighs are this, and my thighs are that. Because when you sit, they, like, spread, I guess, and my thighs are this, and their thighs are that. And I don't know what to do. I, like, try and cover my legs with a sweatshirt. I'm not really alright. Good morning. Yeah, it's like 9 o'clock there. But I'm not. Right now, my thoughts of my eating disorder are coming back, and my depression and my anxiety are through the roof right now. And all I want is to be happy. Like, that is all I want. Like, I want to be happy 24/7. I want to go to bed at 9 o'clock. I don't want to have to stay up till the sun comes up and sleep my whole day. I hate that. I cannot tell you how much I hate the fact that I am sad, but I know I can't do anything about it because my mind won't let me. But then people say, well, I was diagnosed with depression and anxiety at 11 years old. And no 11-year-old should have to have depression and anxiety. And, it's horrible. It's the fact that, like, I have these thoughts, and, like, I can't go to bed at a normal time because I'm afraid I'm going to die in my sleep. I cannot go to bed at a normal time. The last time I went to bed at, like, 9 o'clock so I could get, like, 12 hours of sleep on a school night was, like, the beginning of 5th grade. And that's a while ago. Like, I'm going into 7th grade, and I know that's not, like, a huge gap, but to only get 3 to 6 hours of sleep a night, and then go to school for 7.5 hours and function and learn and try to get good grades so your family doesn't worry about you. It's so much for anybody to handle. But, like, a 12-year-old at the time or a 13-year-old now should not have to feel like she has to make her family proud so they do not realize that she has depression. Because that's what I do on a daily basis. I hide everything because I do not want to worry people when all I want is for them to look me in the eyes and say, hey, I know you don't feel good, I know you're not okay, and give me a hug and sit down and have a deep conversation. But nobody wants to have those deep conversations. Nobody will ever have those deep conversations with me. So that's why I turn to YouTube, and that's why I create all these lives all of the time, is because I need a source where I can have people listen, and sometimes that's all I need is just for people to listen. So I have, anyway, I'm gonna talk about my triggers now. I have so many triggers. If I see people's self-harm scars, that's a trigger. You know, I had a trigger the other day. I saw somebody's self-harm scar, and this, like, is sure a lot of other people do. There's one girl, actually. There's like only one girl, but you know, her depression is not like, people always think if you're depressed you just sleep a lot, and that is not it at all. That's one of them, but there's 5 symptoms of depression. Like, there's 5 different types of depression. So when people like categorize your depression to just, oh well, if you sleep a lot then you're depressed, like, that's not it. But she wasn't like she's not as depressive. I'm not gonna say as depressive as me, but she's not like as depressive anymore. You know, she had people to talk to, she had those resources, and I had those resources at once, but I took those resources and I flushed them down the toilet. I had these resources for 8 months, these family-based therapists for 8 months, and I literally took them, crumpled them up into a ball, and flushed them down the toilet. And if I could get those 2 people back, I would do anything. They helped my mom so much, right? And I never once had a deep conversation with them. I had a really deep, I had a really close friend, and she's actually my neighbor. But guess what? She's not my close friend anymore. She doesn't want to be my friend. She doesn't like me. She hates me, and we've known each other for 10 years. She wants absolutely nothing to do with me. And I've given it times, I've given it like a month, almost 2. And nothing's changed. She ignores me. She's in California right now. I don't need to worry about her. But the fact that I'm moving to another state before school starts, and that's in like 2 weeks, maybe 3, that this school that I'm still enrolled at starts, but I'm going to live with my aunt, just me, by myself, and go to a school where she lives in Massachusetts, because I can't stand these bullies, these people that laugh at my depression, these people who do not care about me, and who laugh at the fact that I throw my lunch away, and who laugh at the fact that I cut my food up to make it look like I have more food, to make my mind think I'm eating more. Thank you. Is there like any way we can like actually talk, not just through YouTube? Like, do you have like a Snapchat, or like, I don't know. Yeah, I keep forgetting. I would do it right now, but I don't want to end this quite yet. Okay, do you have like a pen or pencil or like something? Because I can give you my Snapchat right now. Okay. My Snapchat is Monkey Face Claude. I made it when I was 9. There's no spaces, no capitals, or anything like that. Just Monkey Face Claude. Anyway, I want to talk about my triggers real quick. Like I said earlier, it's monkey face cloud, MONKEYFACECLAUD. I have lots and lots and lots and lots and lots and lots of triggers. I see a cup of water on somebody's hip and my mind instantly goes to, I need to just drink water. That's my meal for the day, is water. Like, these things literally make me sick. Like, physically make me sick. Like, my anxiety makes me not feel good. Like, it does a lot of other people. But, like, my stomach starts to hurt. And, like, I can't think straight. Like, it's happening. Like, my stomach hurts now when I get the chills. And, like, it's just, like, it's not a good time. And I know that I won't wake up at 11 anymore, that I'm going to wake up at, like, 5, and I'll sleep my day away, and my mom won't want to do anything because she's already been out all day, and that's my life for the, like, past week and a half. I haven't been able to do anything because I was on medicines, but they raised my anxiety a lot because they were antidepressants, not really anti-anxiety. But I do have good days, but I have a lot of bad days also. My bad days are mostly at night. For the past 4 years, I've had a big problem with the nighttime because of something I don't really want to talk about, but basically justice was not served. So, it sucks because I get triggered so easily, but I can't get rid of the problem easily. So the problem stays, but the trigger goes away. Like, I literally don't feel good right now at all. Like, my stomach hurts really bad. Like, I'm bloated and, like, I have chills. This has been happening for, like, the past 2 weeks. Like, I just haven't been myself at all. And I haven't been myself at all for years. Like, I get mad at myself for having a disease that millions of people have. I don't think so. I think that I'm kind of like the black sheep in the family. Like, my brother and sister, they've always been happy, and I'm the odd one out. You know, I'm sad, and I don't always want to do the things they want to do. And they're, like, a lot older than me. Like, my sister's turning 19 in 3 days, and my brother, you know, he's 16, and I'm 13, so there's 6-year difference between me and my sister, and a 3-year difference between me and my brother. And I just, like, they're out a lot, and they're out with their friends, and, like, I can't do that because I don't have a lot of friends. I don't have a best friend, you know, like, this time in my life just sucks. And I want to get, like, one thing straight, like, I'm not suicidal. That's my biggest fear. My biggest fear is dying. But a fear of mine is also living. And I'm not saying I'm gonna die. I'm just, like, the things waiting to come. Like, you never know. Like, an asteroid could be heading towards Earth right now, and we would never know. Or there's no asteroid, and we're all perfectly fine, but we don't know either way. Like, things, I just wish they could be simple. Like I said earlier, don't have as much money as a lot of the other girls in my school, and a lot of other people in my school. I don't have all the name brand things. My favorite piece of clothing I would wear was my shoes, and I lost those, and those were expensive-ish. They were $55. They were the Vans checkered slip-ons, and those are my only Vans, and those are my favorite sneakers, and somebody took them. So now we are going to, instead of going to the Vans store, we're gonna go to, like, Amazon or something. Like, we don't have the money to buy all those name brand things. So I said to my mom, before I go back to school, I want to have, like, I want pink, and I want, like Victoria's Secret, and, like, I want those name brand things, and, like, a pink backpack, or a Vans backpack, or an Adidas backpack, you know? Like, I want Adidas pants and a jumpsuit or something. And she was like, yeah, we can do it. And I was like, we don't have the money for that. And she's like, I know. But she saw how important it was for me to be able to fit in. And I've always changed myself for other people, and I realized today that I was thinking, yeah, that's so scary to me. Like, the thought of death scares the crap out of me, and losing anybody, so scary. Anyway, I realized today I'm so sick of changing myself for other people, and my mindset is always like, is this going to matter in 20 years? Like, is it? Am I going to think back on the night where I was alone in my room just thinking about how sad I was? Or in 20 years, I'm most likely gonna be married and have kids, right? It's so easy to think about all the bad things, but it's so hard to think about all the good things. Like, constantly, I'm just like, I regret doing that. I regret so many things. Like, I change my mind constantly. Like, I don't want to be a risk taker, but I don't want to live my life just being afraid all the time. You know, I have these, like, irrational fears, but whenever anybody says that, I'm so sorry. I'm really sorry. I lost my aunt. She did it to herself. she's is an alcoholic, and you know, it's like, even though we were in the hospital, and I saw her and she was yellow, and she looked at me and she said, "I'm sorry." Like, she knew she was gonna die. And I was young. I was like 7. And my mom prepped us for this for years. She was like, 1 year when we go up, Auntie Linda might not be there. And I never processed that was actually gonna happen until it happened. So you can think about these things and be like, I'll be okay, and then it happens and you're not okay. You're never okay. My biggest fear is losing my dad, because he's older than a lot of other people's dads, like my age, and my fear is he going to see all the important moments that I want him to see? Or is he not? He's 60, and that's not crazy old, but I want to see him. I want to see him there on my wedding day. I want him to walk me down the aisle, and I want him to see my children, and I want him to always be there. I'm his youngest child. There's no more. I'm the youngest out of everybody. And, sometimes I wish I wasn't, because I want him to see everything. And if he doesn't, I don't know. I don't know what I'll do. Because, yeah, we don't talk every day, but I will not lose him. It's scary. Everything's always so scary. Have fun at the beach, and thank you. Probably gonna end this live. I don't feel too well. Yeah, I'm gonna try and go to bed.